abortion. That one that we did a couple weeks ago caught my interest, and it's always interested me. It gives me a lot to talk about. And okay, so abortion. Wrong. Okay, and like I said the other day, like the 5-year-old was retarded and ended up dying when you have an abortion. No. And they say, well, what if you get raped? What if it's incest? What about then? No, I don't know. I think, and some people are pro-life and pro-choice, and they say that women should be entitled to their own bodies. In a way, I agree with that, but not in that case, because they're carrying another human life inside them, and just because it doesn't talk yet, it's like it's okay to kill. And but there was a baby found in a garbage. Her mom had thrown her in the garbage, and she got 15 years in prison. And then a 14-year-old killed her baby and got life in prison. But just killing it while it's still inside you, that's okay. It's totally legal, which makes no sense to me at all. They have no voice. It's not fair at all. I'll never understand how people think it's okay. And like I said, it is their choice. If they want to do that, I don't really like to judge people, but when it comes to that stuff, I just don't understand what killing a life would make anybody okay. How could they just go home and just go to sleep right after that and not even care? And I saw this story somewhere where this woman, she got pregnant, and she went to the clinic to get an abortion, and she was crying the whole time, it's not back and forth, ever doing it, and so forth. And she said as soon as she walked in there and sat on the thing, she said she felt it kick for the first time. And she said it was like the baby telling her, don't do this. No, I'm here, don't do that. And I gotta do that. Turn off this thing again. I'm going to share a story that I found the other day. Did I press the middle button?
No,
Or the green button?
left button.
Okay, I did that.
See if the green light came on.
Oh, yeah.
Projected
I see a green one.
on the underneath, like where it says power.
Oh, no. Did I mess it up?
No, it's screwed. Takes a minute.
Oh, good.
We have it.
This is about a medical student who was pro-choice until he saw an abortion for the first time. And that was the hand. That was look, that's a dime. So it was, growing. Okay. He was in the operating room, and he said it felt like one that he'd ever been in. And on the table in front of him, the woman was on the table, and she had her legs up as if she was delivering a child. And the doctors put on their gowns and masks and the procedure began, and the cervix was held open with a crude metal instrument and a large transparent tube was inside of the woman. Within a matter of seconds, the machine's motor was engaged and blood tissue and tiny organs were pulled out of the environment into a filter. A minute later, the vacuum choked to a halt. The tube was removed and stuck to the end was a small body and a head attached haphazardly to it. What was formed as a neck snapped. The ribs had formed with the thin skin covering them. The eyes had formed and the inner organs had begun to function. The tiny heart of the fetus, obviously a little boy, had just stopped forever. The vacuum filter was open and the tiny arms and legs that had been torn off of the fetus were accounted for. The fingers and toes had the beginnings of their nails on them. The doctor, proud of their work, resembled the body to show me. Tears rolled to my eyes as they moved the baby boy from the table and shoved its body into a container for disposal. So, it's like the doctors are so used to it, they don't care, just tearing the body, from the land of a tiny little baby, and it doesn't make sense to me. And, they have no voice, it's totally not fair. And if it's like saying, you made a mistake, you got out your consequences with the same mistake, in the same matter, there's nothing that you should kill your baby for. And if you aren't ready for it, don't want to have it, somebody did rape you, there's a family who would love to have a baby. I know several people that can't have babies, and so what if they had an adoption? I don't know, but there's Planned Parenthood, there's adoption, obviously. There's many other roads you can take, but some don't even think about that. They just go right to abortion. I'm just gonna get rid of it, it's no big deal. Which doesn't make sense to me, so that's kind of what I was talking about. So if anybody ever gets pregnant, don't kill them. Just take precautions and do the smart way. Because, it is the woman's choice and it is her body, but, what about the baby? What about their choice? They never got to take their first steps, got to graduate, got to marry somebody,